before we get into the video, I just wanted to show off my new haircut. I'm very happy with it. I went to a barber shop today. I posted a short here on YouTube showing my experience, which was really great, and I also have it on TikTok if you want to check it out. It's under the same channel name, Neurodivination. So I'm going to start having a topic for each video, and today I want to talk about past lives and what they are and how they affect your current life. So when I started meditating and taking clairvoyant training, I learned about past lives, and throughout this class, no one had to tell me things existed. No one had to talk me into anything. The teacher would just say these things, and it's the truth. It's known fact in the spiritual community. And I didn't question it because I knew already, within me, that it was true facts. Past lives, especially when you are an old soul, people have called me an old soul. I've considered myself an old soul. I would say that before I even knew what it meant. You have lived many, many, many lifetimes, all the way back to ancient Rome type of vibes, even before that. You could have been around when Jesus was here on Earth. There's also the idea of star seeds and living in other dimensions and other realms. There are so many possibilities because the universe is infinite. So you are not just the person that you are right now. This is not your only life. This is not your only time being in a body. You are a infinite being, a spirit, who has made an agreement with the universe to go into this particular body. And I'm going to make another video on your purpose and what it means to have a purpose and what it means to follow it. But I really wanted to focus on past lives because I think a lot of people believe, at least from my experience, believe that this is it. We aren't going to go anywhere beyond this body. Once we're gone, that's it. But it's not the case. And some people that believe in that also think there's a heaven. But from my understanding is your soul kind of goes and does what it needs to do. Perhaps you're going to be a spirit guide for someone who's in a body on Earth as you have ascended. And when the time is right, when you are able to pick your next parents, because that is also something that we do as a spirit, is we pick our parents so that we can learn the lessons that we need to learn in this particular life to progress and continue ascending, because we just get better and better, hopefully, in each life. And then you choose your parents, you are born and reincarnated again. So for me, I chose this life because I needed to learn lessons about being authentic, and there's a lot of karma in my family around that because I have so many people in my family who are neurodivergent, who are queer, who are part of the LGBTQIA plus community, but just aren't comfortable coming out and being who they really are because they were born a certain way and think that that's how they have to be, so they're never going to change. Coming into this family, I was very much that way. I just thought I was a woman and going to do everything everyone else in my family has done, get married and have kids, work, the usual American dream type of lifestyle. But as I have grown spiritually, I have learned that I am not that person. I'm trans-masc, I have ADHD, so learning all of these things about me and really stepping into my true identity is helping me align with my purpose, who I am, my authentic self, the universe. My mind, body, spirit is becoming aligned because my identity is aligning with my soul contract, my agreement for this lifetime. I was born as Rebecca and I'm going by Beck. That was the first change I really made because I didn't resonate any longer with Rebecca or Becky. And it's just like kind of funny because it just happens. Like, one day you're just like, oh, I don't like how those names sound. Like, it's not working out for me. I want to go by Beck. So made that change, and then it just slowly progressed until here I am with a nice, handsome haircut. I'm really enjoying it. I look so good. I feel like I'm a little more vibrant in this video than in my past ones, so that's making me feel very good. Anyway, so back to past lives. So in my clairvoyant training, we can do readings for people about their past lives, and I have done a few. I am still learning, but I have been able to like tap in, and it's really cool because clairvoyantly you have your eyes closed and you just see on your psychic screen images. Like, you can we put up something called a rose. So you like put up an image of a rose, it pops up and it kind of shows you things, and then pictures come from that. And then most of the time I'll just see like a scene from someone's past life, and then if I ask to see like fast forward or ask a question or something, I can get some information. I've seen people who were nuns in past lives, like farmers. Someone was moving in like the 20s to California, I think to San Francisco, to be like a journalist. Like, there were a lot of cool different past lives that I was able to read, which was a really great experience. I haven't tapped in myself as much, which I should, because you can look at your own past lives. But that's another lesson I have learned in this life, is being willing to receive for myself, because I'm always giving and giving to others, but not giving the same treatment to myself. Like, if someone right now was like, hey, do a past life reading for me, I'd be like, sure, let's go. But then, like, when I'm sitting here by myself, I don't necessarily go, hey, I should do a past reading for myself and find out more. But I also have claircognizance, which is when you just know things. And as I've been resonating with things throughout this journey, I will just receive information, and it'll be my thoughts, but I'll know that that's just how it is. That's what it is. And I don't have to question it because I just know. So with my past lives, I often just will like kind of receive some signs from the universe, and then I'll be like, oh, I feel like I was a nun in a past life, or a saint, or I was homeless in one life. And it's just like, I'm not going to repeat these same things because these were things I've already lived through, already experienced. And all of the things, you can have all of the stuff from your past lives for this life. Like, you come into this life, and let's say you have like a real big interest in painting for some reason, and it's just so natural. Like, those little children who just pick up a paintbrush and just start painting beautiful masterpieces like out of nowhere. They have definitely done that before, if that makes sense. They have come into this life to already have skills and abilities that were from past lives. So it's really like a bank account. I think they call it, it's the Akashic Records, your Akashic Records. And it's just like all of your experiences as a spirit. And you can tap into any of it at any time. It's all available to you. And that's like the coolest thing ever to me, because before this, I just thought I was this person in this body, and I would maybe go to heaven and we would live in heaven, but it wasn't this vast experience. It wasn't this endless possibility as it is now, knowing about past lives. So when you come into this life and you make an agreement and you pick your parents, you have these lessons you need to learn and this karma that you need to pay off, because you bring wherever you left off in your past life to this life. So you have to pay off that debt, and that happens through the awakening process. For me personally, I believe that if you don't have a lot of debt to pay off, and it's something that's not as huge, younger people, like I think Billie Eilish, for example, didn't have that much debt to pay off in this life. I'm sure she's been through a lot of stuff like as a kid and, you know, personal things, but because she was able to become so famous younger, she was able to align herself with who she really is and find her purpose quicker than someone who doesn't figure it out until they're older, basically. Because if you are able to find your niche, find your purpose, find how you can help people at a younger age, then that just shows that you're more ready for that quicker in this life, is what I believe. But then if you come all the way up until like your Saturn return, which I believe is around age 27, that's really when I started waking up. And I think that's your next chance. And some souls, I believe, aren't meant to. They change still during that time, because I feel everyone changes during their Saturn return in some way. But perhaps like if I didn't answer the call and I just kept living the life that I thought I was supposed to be living and got married to my ex and did the whole thing, I would be in a much different spot. And perhaps I just wasn't ready as a soul and I had more lessons to learn. And then there's more cycles, there's more Saturn returns. I think there's one in your 50s and one when you're like 80s or something, if you get that old. So I find that really interesting because everyone has their own journey, everyone has their own path. And I truly believe that no matter what, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing in this life. Because even if I want to sit here and be hard on myself and be like, oh, I could have learned these lessons sooner and blah, 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 I don't think so. I think that at my level of consciousness that I was at, this was the possibilities for me. And these were the steps I needed to take as a spirit to complete certain agreements, contracts with the universe, and pay off my karmic debt, learn my lessons to continue ascending and awaken. Because when you aren't awake, you're just being a human. You don't really know what anything is. Maybe you've heard bits and pieces of spiritual things and you believe in certain things such as heaven. Maybe you believe in God, but you just think, I'm here and this is it. Like a lot of people say, this is your one life to live. This is your one life to live in this body, but it's not your one life to live forever. And if you're on the right side of the wheel and you're doing good and you have good intentions and you aren't being tempted by darkness. I mean, we all have a dark side, dark within us. We all have a dark side, but we all have, there's light and dark, there's duality there, but there's some people who only operate out of the darkness. If you are a soul of light and love and you mean well and your intentions are good and you're doing the work, then you are awakening and ascending and working towards being on your ideal timeline, living in your desired reality, and being able to have all of this backup as past lives, as past experiences. You may have dreams about past lives, you may meditate and just receive messages about past lives. You may just be like going around doing stuff and then all of a sudden you just resonate with something that you see or hear and you're just like, I feel like I've seen this before, or I know this already, or this is something I should do. And then I also believe that like deja vu is something, because I have gotten deja vu all my life, and sometimes I'll say it out loud like, oh my gosh, I'm getting deja vu right now, and the people around me are like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I don't know, I just feel like I've done this before. And I say that all the time because I probably have in another life in some way. And I just find that so amazing. Like it just makes me feel so much better about being in this human body and in this experience, because I believe too that this is the first time I've ever been spiritually like more open, I guess I would say, about my spirituality. I think in past lives I believed in spirituality, I did some spiritual practices, I possibly started to awaken, but I kept it on a very like down low type of level. And in this life I was supposed to step into a more public awareness of my spirituality and help people to awaken, help people to see there's more to this life than just the body that they're in. So that's why I'm doing YouTube and wanting to continue the conversation that I've seen a lot of other YouTubers and people on social media start. And I just want to add to it because I also chose this body as a neurodivergent transmasc person. And I just think my perspective is an important one in the spiritual community because there are so many neurodivergent people and LGBTQIA plus people who maybe aren't comfortable with spirituality. Like, I know a lot of them, not to generalize, but like there's a lot of atheists and just agnostic, I think it's called, and you know, just maybe they have some religious trauma, like growing up their family was very religious and like strict, and it was just a lot, because there is definitely that whole realm of believing in Jesus, and it's a toxic version, like a very you have to conform type of religion, and that's not the spirituality I'm talking about. Like, the universe is the universe. I do say God sometimes, but I just mean like source, whoever created us. And past lives is just helping us in this life. And if you learn your lessons and pay off your karma, you will be a more ascended soul. And then wherever I'm at when it's time for me to not be here anymore, I've been told, and I know that in the next life, maybe I'll be more like a Billie Eilish, where I know what I need to do sooner and I step into my power quicker. So I just think that's really cool, and I know that I am a very old soul and I've been here before, because I also just have a lot of knowledge and wisdom that does come from my experiences, but also stuff that I just know from the universe that not everyone taps into. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about some past life stuff. If you have any comments on that or want to have another video of more information, let me know in the comments, and just leave me a blue butterfly if you made it all the way to the end of this video. I really appreciate you, and I'm very excited to keep going on this and starting videos on different topics, because I just want to share my experience and what I know to be true and see how other people relate to it. And also, I'm going to have my links for my website down below with intuitive tarot readings and meditation coaching. I really want to get more people to learn to meditate, because without meditation, I wouldn't be making this video right now. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Thank you for listening. Bye.